subconscious mind or create new neural pathways in your mind that are in alignment with where it is that you are meant to be, that's when the change occurs. You're reinforcing, when you're reading that vision statement, you're reinforcing where it is that your spirit wants you to go and be. And that really comes out and manifests because you're following your heart.
Right. I love that. And that's so absolutely right on. It's wonderful. Very interesting. It's so interesting that we think so much alike to me. I'm telling you, it's kind of creeping me out a little bit. But so from there, I went on. I have a bunch of certifications now, and I just got my Law of Attraction practitioner certification. And
nice.
Thank you. And that one is as important to me as the first one that I ever got, which was the coaching certification through you, because it's the truth.
Yes, it is the truth. I agree. And although we don't say law of attraction in our coaching course, there's a lot of the laws that apply in the coaching course.
Right. And a truth is a truth, so call it what you may.
Right. And I think that people have an inner knowing. When you hear the truth, it resonates as truth, and you have a knowing, an inner knowing that it's the right thing for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So if somebody is like on the fence about, and they have that gut feeling, they know that they have bigger fish to fry, so to speak, and yet they have a 9-to-5 job that they're committed to make money. And you mentioned this as well. And what would be the first step that they should take to start trusting that?
That's a great question, and I believe it's really, hiring a coach and having somebody help you to really dream big, and that's, it's like when you're asking, as a coach is asking you the questions, allowing yourself to get it centered in your heart, and then answering the questions from that place, it will manifest and come out what it is that you're meant to be doing. So first, establishing where it is that you want to go, and then trusting that the doors will open for you because they're meant to. Once you've spoken it, it becomes your truth, and the doors just open for you. So transitioning from one place to another, I'll just share my story at being a computer consultant and not working with people. This was a huge stretch for me to switch from programming to working with people. And like I said, I came across it on the internet. I jumped in with both feet. I went and got the training, and it was 3 years before I fully transitioned out of the software development consulting world into the coaching world 100%. So what I did was I just was taking those baby steps, working on developing curriculum and training individuals. And in the first year, I trained 100 coaches. And so that obviously wasn't enough to support me and my family at that moment. In the second year, we trained 900.
Wow.
And that obviously was enough to push me over the edge to be able to transition 100%. But I had commitments in the software development world that I continued to do until I was able to fully transition out. So it's baby steps, Like I said, the universe doesn't really throw it all at you all at once. Typically, it's baby steps, and you can just follow your heart, follow the signs, and take the steps along with the universe, and you will be able to transition from whatever it is you're doing now into what it is your heart is yearning for.
Right. So often there's a big buzzword colloquialism that's being overused right now, and has been for probably 3 or 4 years now, and that's to move forward fearlessly, to live fearlessly. And I'm telling you what, you cannot go into the unknown fearlessly. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. That would be interesting. It's an interesting saying. I don't know that you can do it fearlessly, but if you begin here's the way I think it works. When you take those baby steps, it's like confirmation. You get an idea, something comes to you, and you follow through on it, and you have a great result. Eventually, after you've taken enough of those baby steps and you continue to get those great results, you begin to trust that the universe is there working in your favor. And that's when you can go fearlessly. In the beginning, though, of course there's going to be a lot of fear because you haven't had those confirmations all along the way.
Right. And you're not really tuned into that intuition yet. And so you're right. It's like anything else. It's like any other muscle. Once you learn that you can trust it, then you are able to put more trust into it. I agree with that. So that, and you know, being fearless is, I think, you can have fear and move forward anyway. To me, that's brave. That's brave. If it feels right, but you're scared, and you move into it anyway, like you did. You did it, and millions of people do it, and I admire that so much because it just shows that you are in tune with what you are supposed to be. You are in tune with how you're supposed to serve, and you're not going to let anything stop you, and it doesn't matter how fast you go into it or how scared you are when you start.
Right, and one of the beautiful things about the vision statement is when you have already seen it in your mind's eye, there's a little less fear associated with it. You're reprogramming the negative voices in your head that say you can't do it, you'll never be a success. You reprogram those to say, yes, here I am. Look at it, here it is. See, I can see it, I can feel it, I can taste it, I can touch it. I know this is true for me. And eventually your subconscious mind is programmed to create that in your life. So the vision statement is really a key piece into helping to overcome what would normally hold us back. I call it the comfort zone. You know, typically we're in our comfort zone. We're just going through the day. We're doing the do, if you will. And with the vision statement, it reprograms the subconscious mind to be in alignment with where we are meant to be, and everything seems to manifest and unfold miraculously as we just pay attention and really embrace the vision statement.
Right. Yep. I love that. So along the way, you're going to meet people, and I'm sure that you've met a lot of people, and in fact, you were in partnership. How did you know that it was the right time to branch out on your own? How do you know that it's the right time to let people go out of your life? Or, I don't know, I'm not saying that properly. I don't mean just foo-foo them, but just it's time to move on. How do you know that?
It is. It's hard to make that transition, but again, you just have to look for the signs. I had a huge sign that it was time to move on from Barry Fowler. So you just look for those signs, and you know. And I'll tell you, there was a lot of fear. There was a lot of inner dialogue that was going on to stretch out and be on my own with my own company. And I just had to. Here's the saying that I have: feel the fear and do it anyway.
Ah, yes.
So I just had to feel the fear and keep taking steps forward because I knew, because a huge sign that I got, I knew that it was time to make that transition. So it was a huge step, and it just unfolded beautifully. And I have to say I'm really glad that I made that decision and moved forward. So I think following the signs is a big one. And the thing about signs within your higher power, your spirit guides, whatever, you can ask for the type of sign you want to see. Like if it might be, you know, I want to hear an airplane going over if I've got the right thing, or I want to see a butterfly, or I want to see a penny on the ground. It could be anything that you agree with. I mean, lights flickering can happen, right? So it can be anything that you agree with. It could be a sound going off in the room. It just ask for what you want as a confirmation from your higher power, and that will occur for you, and that will be your way of getting confirmation that you're on the right path for you.
Right. Oh, I love that. That's important because, and it was going to be my next question. How do you know? So that I love that so much. Thank you for that. That's a big really important chunk of information. So you've been coaching for quite a while now, and do you still have coaching clients that you work with?
I have worked with a few clients. Mostly I've been teaching people how to coach. And I see each one of my coaches sort of as a client because I know that they're going down that path. And I'm always here for my coaches if they are struggling or have questions. They can always call me or reach out with an email. And I love speaking with them because I hear such great stories, just like yours, Deb. And I know one gal that came through the class, she was in a position she really didn't like. She decided to start her own company, and she's the number one training company for HR professionals to recertify their certificates with SHRM. So it's just, those kinds of stories are just so rewarding to hear. I know another gal that I trained at Boeing. She had wanted to make a transition into a new relationship. She was in a bad relationship. She wanted to buy a new home, and 6 months later, again 6 months only, she had she'd made all the transition. She dumped the boyfriend. She got herself a new condo and a beautiful dog.
Nice. I love it. Oh, it's that 6-month magic, huh? 6 months of success stories. You should have a book like that. 6 months
right?
Success
good.
story.
You know what? Speaking about books,
it was a good transition, wasn't it?
That was a great transition. We've just released a book called The Power of Coaching: Manifesting Transformation in the World, and it's only available on Amazon. And we're currently working on another book, and I'm thinking I'm going to call it The Power of Coaching Volume 2. And it's going to be a story of 15 more stories about coaches that have made that transition and the difference that it's made in their lives. And I highly recommend, if you want to make a change in your life and you're ready to move forward and you know that there's a calling, you know that there's something else that you're supposed to be doing, I really highly recommend you get a coach to help you get there. And I'll say that I don't know that I would have made the transition from software development into coaching if I hadn't had my own vision statement that talked about it. And I did the same thing as you, Deb. I recorded mine, and I listened to it in the morning and in the evening every day, and it wasn't, it was just 6 months, like again, 6 months, and I was already on my path teaching people how to coach. So I can't say how powerful the vision statement is, and all the things that I'm sure you learned in the Law of Attraction course, it all applies.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because it's the truth.
Yes, it's your individual truth. It's the truth for you, which is, I think, really important. Yeah, and that's something we stress in the class, is that when you're creating a vision statement for your client, it's not about you. It's all about the client, and it needs to reflect and resonate as truth for the client. So we use our client's language to write the vision statement so that everything feels natural and comfortable when the client's listening to it. It resonates as their truth because it's all about them. It's everything that they asked for, everything that they dreamed of, and it's written with their language. So when they hear it, it doesn't get rejected by the critical conscious mind. It gets completely absorbed into the subconscious mind and then turns around and manifests.
Right. I love it. So you've been coaching for quite a while now, but you've been coaching coaches. So what do you think it is inside of a person that makes them want to be a coach?
I believe, because we've trained so many people, we get people from pretty much all walks of life. We've got individuals that are doctors or physicians. We had a neurosurgeon take our class. We've had a lot of ministers, reverends, and people that are in that field take their class. We've had therapists and psychologists take the class. We've had social workers. So what I get is that there are people that are already in the helping profession. They just want to add a new tool to their tool belt, or some of them are saying this is where I need to transition to. So I believe people that want to coach have an inner calling to help other individuals soar. And I think that